Hello, 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 everybody. I've missed you guys. It's been 2 nights without my Zen folk. I really missed you guys. I needed a couple of nights to recover from the side effects from my new dosage of my medicine, but I am feeling much better now, and I am ready to get back at this beautiful frog. I'm looking back at her, 2, 3 days later. Excuse me, and I'm really quite tickled with how well she turned out. And not only her beautiful eyelashes, that my husband so graciously bestowed upon her, but just the glittery of her lips and the glittery of her um, her lip pad, and the beautiful texture that I was able to get in her skin, which was totally just happenstance from the result of the felt tip markers. And I love how fun her chest looks with all these different colors in here. Hi, guys. Hi. Oh my gosh. It's so awesome to see so many of you over here on the tube of yous. Oh my gosh. Hello. How is everyone tonight? Oh, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're ready to hang out for a little bit. Um, yeah, I'm really tickled with how well she turned out. So I'm excited to get back in here and work on the flowers and the dragonflies and finish bringing this one to life. This is definitely going to be one of my favorites, I think. Um, how's everybody doing? So I just want to say, oh, sorry. I just want to say I'm going to do the thing real quick. All of the things, just because it's the beginning of the video and it's a good time to catch people. I see that the vast majority of you are over here in the red zone on the tube of views, and I want to thank you guys so much for that. I want to say to the folks watching on Facebook, if you can, and you would be so kind, it would help us out a ton more if you would watch the live stream over on the other platform, over on the red button tube of views, because we're getting so much more during a live stream right now. On Facebook, we're unfortunately not getting ads on live streams. We haven't been since December 1st. And so I'm just putting that out there for those that are able and willing to switch over. We'd appreciate that so much. After the live is over, it doesn't matter if you're watching the replay after the fact. Both platforms are fine. Just a request, not a requirement. And also, if you are over on the newer space, the red button zone, if you would make sure that you have clicked that subscribe button, just a reminder, it's free. It just means follow. And click the little bell while you're here so you can get notifications when I go live again. And maybe think about giving it a spread around with that share button, if you would be so kind, because we are trying to build our audience over here and it's definitely slow going. All right. I am going to get out the felt tip markers that I was using the other day. And I think we might back up out of the picture just a little bit. Just a tad bit. So we can see a little bit more of what's going on. So these are the beautiful, they're paper mate, paper mate flare. And I do have these on my Amazon affiliate page. So if you're interested, you can find them by going to our website and then clicking into our Amazon site. And these are medium fine tip paper mate. They color really nicely and they really get into the edges of things. And like I said, they leave quite a nice texture behind, I think, especially for frog skin. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to pull out all of the colors. There's quite a wide variety, quite an assortment of colored places in the pack that I got. I don't know what their biggest pack is. This one probably has somewhere around 20, 18 or 20 of them. Thank you so much, Lisa. I am feeling so much better than I was 2 nights ago. My goodness. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Penny says, I like getting notified. Yes, notifications are pretty rad. And that's one thing I was working again today on our new community space that we're going to be opening up soon. And just that's one of the big benefits about being over there at the free level is that you'll get wonderful push notifications to your phone whenever something exciting is happening. And it's been a long time coming with those. So, okay. All right. So, what am I going to do? I know I wanted to use purples for the dragonflies. So, I'm going to put the purples aside because I don't want to use them in the flowers. There's a lot of purples in here. Like, I think this whole array is basically some variation of purple. So put those aside. And then the greens and the blues, probably won't use too much of because they're all up in the frog. And so I don't want to overuse those. So I'm going to set those aside over here. Got some pinks to play with. Got red, orange, yellow. And then some browns. So I have to figure out what I want to do with these flowers down here. These definitely look like some sunflowers. So I might do reds and yellows with those. And then, this is the stressful part, figuring out what color scheme to go with. These don't blend quite as well as like Aaron's Copic markers. They blend beautifully. He can get a really nice gradient of color. These don't really blend as well. You kind of have to know what you're doing. Maybe I'll use the browns for the insides of these guys. Let's see. Joanna. Hi, Hannah. How was your day? Joanna, it was pretty good. It was fairly uneventful. I just worked a lot. I had a really weird night last night. I fell asleep really early 2 nights ago because I was feeling so awful from the side effects. And I slept like 12 hours, which is super unusual for me. Normally only sleep like 6. And so I think I was like, I had overslept. Like my body was like, you do not need more sleep. And so last night, I fell asleep for just a few hours, I think maybe 3 tops. And then I woke up and I could not get back to sleep. And I ended up being awake pretty much all night long. And then Aaron got up early this morning to let Jameli out, like right after the sun came up, probably around 8 a.m. And he came out and found me awake and sat with me for a little bit. And then We still had a couple hours before Anna woke up, so we laid down on the couch, and then I did get a couple more hours of sleep, but yeah, I mean, I feel fine now. I feel like I'm back to probably normal, my normal. But yeah, it was pretty uneventful. I just worked all day. I worked on Mighty Networks. I worked on nonprofit stuff. Did you guys all see the January AMCer that our nonprofit awarded? He has to go to intense therapy 2 to 3 days a week. And so we're going to be helping his mom, his family with um, the out-of-pocket expense of that because they have to pay it every single session, and it's going to get pretty expensive if he's going 2 to 3 days a week. So that posted up and is out there for your consumption. I also posted a video. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend. I posted a short video from the live last night. The part where I almost asphyxiated from laughing so hard at Akula's new baby. Oh dear. That was something. I was very caught off guard. It's funny because Anna hadn't said anything to me about it. And she apparently had talked about it on the live with you guys the other night, and I was sleeping during that because I was so messed up from my side effects. And so I missed that. But I found out about it the next day when I was reading the comments. And so many of the comments were people were asking, who's pregnant? Nana's pregnant? What's going on? And I'm like, oh no. Like the rumors start flying. And so I asked her about it on the live last night, and she tells me that, it has to do with Akula. And I'm like, well, I want to see this new baby because, I think it's cute that she finds these stuffies that clearly belong together in a family. If you guys are not familiar with the Where's Yolk video that we created in 2021, the three of us, Anna has a family of chickens. So there's a rooster and a hen and a baby chick, and their names are Omelet, Quiche, and Yolk. So she definitely has these families of stuffies around. So anyway, she says the guy's name is Stilts, the new baby. And then Erin brought out her stuffies, and I went to go look, and I wasn't paying attention to what he had in his hand because I was looking through the camera because I was showing you guys. And so I brought him over one at a time, and then all of a sudden he hands me Stilts, and I just lost it. I lost it. He was not what I was expecting at all. So definitely, if you missed that video, it's on the page and you can give it a replay. It's on Facebook, actually. I haven't posted it on the Tube of Views. I did post it over on TikTok. I'm not going to say it, just in case. The talk of ticks. So anyway, that's what I was up to all day. I literally was working all day, which seems to be the huge lately. And I really need to tomorrow. I've got a lot of Erin's birthday stuff to finish working on, like the writing stuff. And I really need to work on my workshops for this next month. I have to start putting together the resource packets for that. so I can get those going without it being too late into the month. And I need to work on the community space some more. So I've got a lot to do. Nancy says, it was hilarious. I was laughing as hard as you were. Hi, guys. There's so many more of you here. Hey, so for the folks that are watching on Facebook right now, I am over on the other platform. If you would be so kind as to switch over and watch over there, we could actually get some credit for the view during the live. After the live, doesn't matter. During the live streams, definitely better if you can watch from the other space where we are hanging out lately. Yeah, everybody was saying that my laughter was making them laugh the most. Someone was like, I've never heard you laugh like that before. And I was like, well, I laugh like this all the time. It's always some variation of um, being close to blacking out, wheezing, inability to breathe. It can potentially turn into honking and seeing stars if it goes on long enough. Like, it just I've always laughed that way. Always. It's pretty funny. My kids have always made fun of me, my friends. It's interesting. Let's see. I know, Nikki. I couldn't even get it onto the screen yet. I lost it. He handed it to me and I went to show it to you guys and I glanced at it and I was like, what? It was just not what I was expecting at all. Oh, you have to see it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Okay, let's see. Michael says, I'm wondering if an audio message for Aaron is possible. I don't know, Michael. Did you try to go into the recording studio and see if it had the ability to do that? I'm not sure if it can take an audio recording. But if it doesn't, what you could do is email it to me, along with an image. I would need something on the screen, but it could be your profile picture. That's fine. Or anything that you're comfortable with that, is like meaningful that we would recognize you by. And I can put the image on the screen and put your voiceover over it. So that's definitely an option. And if you guys weren't aware, there is out there if you're in the subgroups at all on Facebook or Patreon, in those groups, I have posted a request for video messages for Aaron for his birthday. His birthday is on Saturday, so I do need them like tomorrow or Friday at the very latest, but tomorrow would be better. But I am collecting messages to put a little video together for him. So if you're interested, that's out there. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm just kind of playing with the insides right now because I'm not 100% sure what colors I want to put together. Trying to figure it out. Thank you, Amanda. I love her too. She's so cute. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I managed to get you back over on the other side of the desk, which should be better for the crocheting lives. I got that longer cord in the mail on Monday. So I think this will be a better vantage point for that. I should go over this. I want to go over this edge with a glitter gel pen. I'm going to do that once I get all the color down. I'm going to add some accents to these flowers, some glitter accents to the flowers, because I like the glitter accents that I added on the frog. Keep doing that. Um, where did Anna get stilts? Paula, I'm not even sure, honestly. She has so many stuffed animals at this point, and we used to accept mail for many years, and so people would send her all kinds of creatures and stuffies. So I'm not even sure. Someone probably sent it to her because people are pretty well aware that she collects a few different things. She collects giraffes, which is how she has a whole giraffe family. She collects unicorns for her playroom space, and she collects space stuff for her bedroom space. So people would always try to find cute little themed things for her. Oh, I'm so glad, Joanna, that this side of the desk is better. Yeah, it makes sense because otherwise my hand is just covering everything, and that's no fun. You know, how many of you actively watch or listen to ASMR, or as we like to jokingly call it, ASMR? Does anybody frequent any uh, Tube of Views ASMR channels or Facebook? And if you do, which channels are you following and what kind of ASMR are they doing? Because I fell asleep to some. I had some on my phone last night and I fell asleep with it on. And Aaron came into the living room. And when I woke up, I had a message from him on my messenger, and he was like, "Babe, I'm so sorry. I had to leave you and go to bed in the bedroom because I couldn't handle the ASMR lady. It was making me angry." me, it put me to sleep, and he's like, "It was making me angry." What? What are you talking about, dude? That's so funny. Because she was making these mouth noises that a lot of the ASMR people do, like this, like that kind of stuff. And he cannot stand it. He's like, that is driving me insane. But this woman, she does this thing that I think is really neat. It sounds really neat. She takes plastic wrap and covers the top of her microphone with it and then rubs a glue stick all over it, and it just creates the most unique sound. It's very interesting. So that's what I was watching her, and then she totally put me to sleep. And then he just left me there. He just abandoned me. Oh, dancing. I'm with Aaron. ASMR gives me the creeps. It makes my skin crawl. Wow. It's funny because everybody has it's almost like cilantro. Like, everybody has a very different, um, reaction to it. So oh, Michael, Tina says that there is an audio option in the recording studio. The lighting was wonky, so I did an audio one. The title is my name. They don't tell you if it went through. There's no picture. Well, send me something because I won't be able to put it in the video if there isn't some kind of visual. Um, Debbie can't tolerate mouth noises. It's funny. Yeah, so we've been following for quite a while now. Um, this girl who does ASMR. She's in Canada. Her name is Honeybee ASMR, and she's kind of like a mix between an ASMR channel and a mukbang channel, which is where people eat things. But Honeybee, she eats candy, a lot of candy, and she puts together these really creative and themed spreads. They're very colorful and really beautiful, actually. So her thumbnails are always really gorgeous. And then she sits and eats through the whole spread of candy. So if you're interested, if it sounds even slightly intriguing, I highly encourage you while you're over here on the tube of views to type in Honeybee ASMR and just take a look, see what you think. It's interesting. But Anna really likes her, and we've been following her for, gosh, probably a couple of years now. She's about the only one I really follow regularly. There's a couple on um, on the Tick Stop that I like to watch, but I don't really seek them out and you know follow them that regularly. Just kind of like if they pop up, I'll watch for a few. But the mouth noises, they're pretty interesting. Not for I can see how they would not be for everyone. Tina, you I don't know if you can send a picture through there, so it might be better just to email it to me, and tell me to match it up with your file in the video. Uh, Debbie says, I can't tell you how many guys I dumped because they made noise eating. Yeah, so there's a name. Like if you have an aversion to chewing sounds, there's a name for that. I don't remember what it is. You might know. And I never really had too much of an issue with it until more recently. It seems like in the last year or so. It doesn't always bother me, but sometimes if Aaron's sitting really close to me and he's chewing something like a sandwich or something like that, and I can hear him like masticating. Yes, you heard me correctly. That is what it's called. That is what chewing is called. The scientific word for chewing is masticating. Yes, I know it's very similar to something else. No, he was not doing that. But if he's sitting too close to me chewing, I do get really irritated with it. I'm like, can you chew more quietly? But I don't know. I never used to get triggered with it like that before. So that's a new thing for me. But yeah, that's a real thing. People really do have an aversion to hearing people chew. which is interesting because these people who are out there, these content creators doing mukbangs, I think is how you pronounce it properly. They have millions and millions of followers. There's millions of people that just want to sit and watch them eat. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that, but there's people are fascinated with watching other people eat. Only the things you learn on the internet and the 2023, right? Like it's such an interesting. Oh gosh. Nancy says, for some reason, all I can find over there are the older videos and I can't find the lives. I don't understand why, Nancy, because I actually rearranged all of the categories. So all you have to do is load the page, load the channel, and scroll down. And if you just keep scrolling down, you'll see all of the categories of videos. And there's one that is specifically called lives. And also there's a menu right at the top of the page, like underneath our banner. It runs horizontal across the page. And it says videos, and then it says shorts, and then it says lives. And you click on the live. You literally click on the word live, and it takes you to the entire section of live videos. So maybe go over there and poke around again because it's all like right there on the front page. So it shouldn't be too hard to find. All right, let's see. What do I want to do here? I need to lighten things up a bit. So I am going to do some orange and yellow. Kathy, it's called Honeybee ASMR. She is a Canadian lady. It's funny, we follow a few Canadian content creators. It's kind of cool. Angel Cyborg, who we love and adore, is also a Canadian content creator. She's live right now over on the Tick Spot. Normally I would be in her live helping moderate, but I needed to get on and spend some time with you guys tonight. Nikki says, so the last live was when Anna and Aaron were putting the electronic together, the disco thing. The last one that is no longer live, correct? The most recent live is going to be the one that I'm doing right now. And then the one before that would be of them doing the snap circuits, yes. And then Aaron's birthday live, which is only going to be on the Tube of Views on Saturday evening, is already posted up there. So you can actually click on it now and click the bell and make sure that you're going to get notified about that. I think we're going to go. You'll have to check the description in the video, but I think I said we're going to go live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for his birthday extravaganza. Yes, Charlene, absolutely. I'm on both platforms right now, so love it if you come on over to the other side for a while. It just helps out a lot more while we're live because we don't get any ad revenue anymore on the live streams on Facebook, but we do get it over on the other platform. All right, let's see. I'm going to balance these out. So we need to go over here to this one. I think I might make these orange spots glittery as well. If I have a glitter orange pen, but I think I do. Oh gosh, Adam, you should, because actually they do quite well. I've even, if you really go digging and you kind of scroll around on the tube of views and look at the different ASMR channels, even the ones that aren't that good are doing very well. Like I said, there's just something people are really drawn to, videos of people eating, and there's people eating all kinds of things. They're eating, really, you name it, and there's ASMRs of them eating that food. And it's one of those things where you put that content out there, people are scrolling around and they happen across it and it causes them to stop. Like they come to a screeching halt and they start watching. And I think one of the reasons they do so well, so I'll tell you guys something about content creation and social media. And these are the kinds of things that I want to talk about in my social media course that's coming up. But um, one of the things that drives engagement, and engagement is, having a lot of people um, come to watch your videos and stick around to watch them. When they stay on them longer, that's called retention. And that's a really tough thing to do because people these days are generally very short. They have very short attention spans compared to what used to be. And I think that, my theory or thoughts are that a lot of that has to do with us creating shorter form content, people watching these reels and these shorts, and they get used to it being like this short burst of dopamine. And so when they end up on a longer video, they tend to get frustrated with how slow it's going or how long it's taking. And they just want you to hurry up and get to the point so they can move on to the next thing. And I think what happens with these mukbangs is that it's a constant dopamine surge because it's almost like the gratification you get when you're mowing the lawn, right? Like it starts one way and it ends up another way, but the entirety of the process, you're getting some kind of satisfaction out of it because there's a continual change. And so when people watch videos where there's a continual change of what they're watching, they tend to stick around longer because they want to see what's going to happen, right? So if you're watching someone who starts shoveling food in their mouth and you're just like, holy cow, how are they eating all of that? It's like watching a train wreck, right? Like you're just stuck there, transfixed by what's happening in front of you. And that's retention, and that drives engagement, and that drives up their ad revenue because the longer you're watching the video, the more chance there is of ads popping up. The more ads pop up, the more money they make, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, definitely people who do that sort of thing tend to do quite well with it. It's the same thing with cooking channels, cooking videos, because you're waiting to see the end result. So you're likely going to hang in there for the entire recipe and the cooking of the food to see how it turns out. What else? There's other content that has a similar. Some people have figured out that they can make these really silly, kind of. I think they're kind of dumb, but they'll figure out something to do that's just kind of fake, but it will keep you thinking that there's something coming. I'm sure you've all scrolled across some video like what I'm talking about, where it has like 15 million views on it. And the video is like 8 minutes long. And it's just them stringing you along the whole time, waiting for some thing to come at the end. And then when it comes, you're like, oh my gosh, I just lost 8 minutes of my life I can't get back. Why did I sit through that? But you know what? They just made a small fortune off of your view. So it's kind of brilliant in one way and kind of really annoying in another. Thank you so much, Michael, for the super chat. And thank you for being here. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff like that. You don't have to watch people eating either, Kim. There's channels on the tube of views where you can watch people opening toys. You know those like mini brands balls. There's people who sit and open the mini brands balls, and of course, everybody wants to see what's inside, so they stick around and watch till the end, right? And there's just lots of stuff like that out there, which is kind of smart on the part of the content creator because they're able to really get their miles in on their content, whereas our content, like our family vlog, it doesn't have good retention because people, you know, they watch for a little while and then they get bored and they move on. So not that many people stay all the way to the end of our videos, especially the ones that are longer than like 15 minutes. They just they just don't have the attention span to sit through it. So if you are one of those people who stays until the end of all of our videos, you are in a very small minority of super loyal followers. And we love you for it. Let's see, what should I do? I need to probably make a couple of red ones. I think these ones up here. So I think I'll go the opposite and do yellow trim and red inside. Our friend Brandon Ferris, who's another content creator, some of you may have heard of, he, a while back, I think back in like 2020 or early 2021, came up with a merch design for his loyal followers who played all of his videos to the end. He's big on like statistics and numbers and, you know, looking at the back end of his content, and found out that 2% of his viewers loyally stayed till the end of pretty much all of his videos. And so he started calling them the 2% and came out with like exclusive merch that had 2% on the sleeve that was specifically for those super loyal followers. And I thought that was a really clever thing to do to, you know, make his loyal followers feel so appreciated for their extra time. I have no idea how to do those calculations and figure out how many people watch all of ours. I'm not that talented with statistics and data. Stephanie says, sometimes I can't watch to the end in the first time around, but I rewatch them later. That's fine, Stephanie. Thank you. We appreciate that. We appreciate replays so much. Gail says, your blog is so much better and more meaningful than the short ones. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Have so much fun at Disney tomorrow. And let us know if anyone recognizes your shirt. That happens to people sometimes. especially at Disney. We always get recognized at Disney, so that you're bound to run into someone who'd be like, "Hey, I know that." Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Our content is largely for our loyal followers because it's our life, right? Like we're not creating entertainment just for people to sit around and laugh or there are funny moments, of course, but that's not we don't sit around and plan uh, like a script to do to make people laugh. And um, the purpose of our content was mostly to create awareness, to generate awareness for Anna's arthrogryposis. And now we also have awareness of life with a service dog, awareness of autism. So there's, a lot of things that we're trying to give exposure to in sharing our life that I think just helps create more understanding and acceptance of differences. But then the byproduct of sharing our life that was, not necessarily intentional, but how can it not happen, is that people find themselves really inspired by watching Anna accomplish things, which, there's good and bad sides to that. Uh, some people call it inspiration, POR, you know where I'm going with this. And they think it's not such a good thing, especially for Anna to be, you know. I think the difference, though, for us is that Anna doesn't have any direct interaction unless she's like hosting a live, and she does that only once or twice a month. So it's with it's with our subgroups. So it's a smaller group of kind of more trusted people. So she's not exposed to a lot of the nonsense that we see on the main page regularly, unless she happens to hear us talking about a comment, or if we happen to decide to talk to her about a comment for, the purposes of conversation and teaching her, how you handle these things and stuff like that. She really isn't privy to a lot. And I don't think, because I've always given Anna the choice of being on camera or not, and I've always taken up some of that space myself by doing lives on my own and telling our story from my point of view. I don't think she's ever felt pressured to be anything for anyone, to film for any particular purpose. I think she still enjoys it as something we do as a family, as an activity that we do together. And she understands the purpose of it. She understands that we're raising awareness and that it's helping people. And so, I ask her every now and then, I check in with her and say, okay, how are you feeling about this? Are you still enjoying it? Are we still wanting to continue doing it? Do you still want it to be a part of your life? And we've had full conversations because you guys know how advanced she is. We've had full conversations for years already about, these things can later in life come back and make you feel, like you regretted what you did, or angry for having to be a part of it. So I am very aware of those things, and I try to be very careful, and I try to be very communicative with her and have those chats and check in with her often to know and kind of gauge how she's feeling about it, because I never want her to feel obligated or pressured or exploited. I want it to be something she actually wants to do. So You can tell by how much she's been on in the last 6 months or so that she's definitely opted out quite a bit. She's just so busy with school that when she's not in school, she wants to read her books or she wants to play, and she doesn't necessarily want to get on a live stream. So again, we always leave it up to her to make that decision if she wants to join or not. She never has. She's never required to do that. So that's why if you feel like, oh, Anna's not been sitting in front of the camera as much as usual, that would be why, because she's getting older and she's making more executive decisions for herself to do other things. And also, part of it too is that social media is starting to require that it not be just the child sitting on camera by themselves. YouTube really frowns upon that. And they will mark the videos as made for kids and not intended for an adult audience if they see just a child in frame and nothing else, and no one else. So that's why, it's more of a family. It's always been a family vlog. The only difference is that it used to be when Anna was little that I was always behind the camera because I was the one doing the filming and it was just the two of us. But I would still get on in front of the camera and do lives with her, and I would still do a lot of the narrating and sharing and talking. And as our family has grown, now Erin is able to stay on that side of the camera with her, which is good. And so that's why, you see them a lot more than me. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting balance. I'm really trying hard to strike a balance with it because I don't want it to become any kind of work for her ever. It should be fun and it should be something she wants to do. And now she's starting to get more interested in having a podcast. She really wants to have this podcast, guys. She talks about it all the time. She just wants to sit and talk about her fantasy world and her imagination land, so people can tune in and just listen to her talk. She's a true girl. Oh, gosh. Paulette says, Nana, will Anna grow out of her disability someday? Sorry, I needed a drink. No. So Anna cannot grow out of her disability because it's structural. It affects her joints and her muscles. And so what happened, and let me go back to when she was in utero to maybe, I feel like this helps people understand what's going on inside her body a little bit better. But when she was in utero, when she was just an embryo growing, sometime between 8 and 11 weeks gestation, they say, there was, for one reason or another, and we have no idea what the reason is or why it happened. It could be a number of things. It could be an illness. It could be a lack of amniotic fluid. It could be a neurological glitch. It could be mom had a fever. But whatever the reason, sometime between 8 and 11 weeks gestation, as the fetus was growing, there was a lack of movement. Now, normally, when fetuses are growing in the womb, they move around a lot. And as their bones are growing, they're moving. And so all their joints are moving. And as their joints are moving, their tendons and their muscles are growing, and they're learning at what capacity they can stretch based on the length of the limbs, right? So all of this is kind of happening at the same time as tissues are growing and cells are growing and skin and bones and all that good stuff. She had a lack of movement. So what happened was her limbs, they grew stiff or stuck in a fixed position because they weren't moving. And because her limbs were not moving and they were stuck in a fixed position, her muscles didn't grow properly. They didn't grow enough to cover her limbs, and they didn't grow enough to function her joints and allow her that movement that most of the rest of us have. So when she was born with stiff joints and weak or almost non-existent muscles in her arms and legs. Her legs were stuck bent. She had what's called contractures all through her feet and her knees and her ankles and her elbows and her shoulders and her fingers and her wrists. And contractions are basically calcifications. They're like deposits of this hard material that makes you stiff, so you can't move. And her arms were stuck completely straight. She could not bend at the elbows. And like I said, her legs were stuck bent. So they were bent at the knees and she couldn't straighten them. And so it's a structural condition. It affects the kind of meat and potatoes of your body, right? It's like having a structural integrity situation with the foundation of your house. It's like you can't completely fix it because there's so many things involved. If you think about how many joints there are in the fingers alone, move your hands, and you can see how many places do they do this, right? And in order to go in and do surgery and correct all of that would be just, it's impossible right now. And even when they do surgery, they can't give you full fluidity of movement. You're still um, you're still limited in your range of motion. So, we've done everything that we can to give her the most function in life. We've done all of the big surgeries that increase the ability of her arms and legs to move so that she can do as much as she can do, so she can walk, so she can pick things up, so she can, do what she can do. But we're at the end of, what can be done at this point in time. And yeah, there isn't any way, there's never going to be a way to completely fix it. So unfortunately, she can't outgrow it. It's just part of her. But, as long as she continues keeping up with her maintenance care, making sure that she doesn't regress, because her body's always trying to go back the way it was when she was born, which is why she has to wear braces all the time and why she has to go back every year for casting to kind of keep things moved into the place they need to be to give her the most function. As long as she keeps up with that stuff, she should have good mobility for a long time. She may run into a point in time as she's getting older where she starts getting kind of arthritic. Osteoarthritis is common in AMCers, so she may have more pain when she's older, but right now she doesn't. She doesn't typically have any day-to-day pain. Just when she's stretching, at the end of her stretching, she'll have pain. Or discomfort, really. It's not even really pain. It's just very uncomfortable because She's been stretching for a while. But yeah, I don't know. I hope let me know if you have any other questions. I'm always happy to talk about arthrogryposis. But hopefully that helps you understand structurally what's going on inside her body and why it cannot be completely corrected. And so, kind of the philosophy that I have chosen to raise her under is, what do you do if your body is a certain way and that's the way it is, and there's, you know, nothing you can do about it, and that's who you are? What do you do if your eyes are green and not blue? What do you do if you have, a condition that makes you different from other people? Like, do you live in a state of depression or feeling like it's not fair, or do you accept yourself as you are and love yourself and do what you can do with what you have? Those are kind of the options, right? Hi, Beth. Could she use prosthetics? No, Patty, because she has all of her limbs and they all function actually quite well for an AMCer. Now, if she were missing limbs, then absolutely, when people lose their leg or legs, they can get prosthetics to attach and give them, you know, bionic legs. But she has all of her limbs, and they work quite well for her. So she does well with it. There are a couple of AMCers or few AMCers whose parents decided on limb removal. Sorry, I just want to be very careful with my words because I don't want to make it sound like a negative thing. So, but there are some parents who have opted for their children rather than to go through the serial casting and the stretching and the braces and all of that, which can get pretty crazy. There are many AMCers out there who have had double digits of surgeries in their childhood. So other than going through that, they have opted to remove the difficult limbs, and that the kids seem to be happy with that decision. I mean, they adjust to it just like you would if your limbs were fixed and unable to move. A couple of them do have prosthetics. A couple of them move around without them. So, yeah, there's a variety of ways that people choose to treat this condition. Let's see. I think I want to do these ones. I already did that there, though. I'll do brown. I haven't done any brown. The flowers are looking very fall. They're giving fall, and I've got this very bright spring frog and these very fall flowers. How is it looking to you guys? Because I'm not, no, maybe I won't go in with brown. I think I'll stick with the darker color. So Yeah, maybe. I wanted to, yeah, I could do some purple. I wanted to save the purple for the dragonflies, but I think it does need a little bit of color down here. What's this color? This is like a burgundy. What this looks like. I'm going to see on another page. Gemelli? No. Sounds like she's trying to come in. No, that looks more brown than red. That one. Let's see what this dark one looks like. Good evening, Rachel. Hi, Emily. You guys, I am, just to let people know who are just coming in, I am on both platforms right now. If anybody wants to switch over from Facebook, I'm gonna go with this dark purple. It's still dark, but let's see what I can do here. I think I'm just gonna do some outlining and a little touch of color on the bottoms. I don't want it to get too dark. Thank you, Rachel, for coming over to the other side. Appreciate that so much. Uh, let's see. Michael Burgundy, the color of my old corduroy pants as a teenager. That's one thing that I was thinking about getting Aaron, because he mentioned that he had corduroy pants at one point and that he actually liked them. So I was thinking about getting him a pair. I ended up not, but I think that would be really funny to surprise him. Maybe Christmas. Surprise him with some corduroy pants. Although he never wears pants because we're in Florida, so I don't know how much purpose it would have other than to tickle him a little bit. But thank you guys for switching over. Thank you. Oh, Adam, I'm glad. I'm really glad. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that they've been enjoying the Zen sessions, that they've been very relaxing for them, and I'm that makes me really happy. I really enjoy doing them. I really do. I'm really hoping once we get things situated with everything, all the changes going on, I'm really hoping that our new schedule can be just one family vlog a day and one Zen live, because it was getting to be a lot having to go live twice a day to vlog. Sometimes it just felt like there wasn't anything to talk about, and it felt like something we had to do for me and Aaron, rather than something, you know, we really were excited to get on and share. It's like, oh, what are we going to talk about now? So this, I'm really enjoying this page. I'm really enjoying this time with you guys. I'm really enjoying the activities that I'm doing. Hopefully you guys are finding things to do with me at home, and I'm really excited to bring more activities. I have some activity books coming in the mail that I'm excited to share with you guys. And we're going to be doing some diamond painting pretty soon and some acrylic painting. And it really gives me more balance in my day. And I'm really enjoying it so much more. So I'm glad to hear that you guys are enjoying it as well. I think it is a smaller group just because they are long, and I don't think everyone has the ability to sit through them all. But I'm very grateful for the folks who do stay as long as they can and then come back and replay and keep up with what's going on. And yeah, I'm just really glad that people are enjoying it as much as I am. Makes me happy. And I think it's good for us to have downtime, decompression time, and I think it's good for us to have social time. So I feel like, I feel like this page can be very good for our mental health. And that's important. Just as important as raising awareness for arthrogryposis. Oh, I like that better. I like that black better than the gray in there. Let's see. I'm going to do that here too. And then this one, do some in here. I'm not sure what this piece, that must be a yellow. I think that's a piece of yellow. I think I need to go back in there with that. There's like some overlap of petals and I'm trying to figure out where do they belong? Whose petals are those? Like this one. This is pointing a completely different direction. I don't think it belongs to any of those. It's so weird. Just fill it in black then. Oh, Cheryl. Well, I'm glad you're over it and you're feeling better. That's a good thing. Thank you, Edna. Yeah, Edna, over on the Tube of Views, the commenting, you have to be logged in to your account in order to comment. And then sometimes it's tucked under, there's like a space right below the video pane where you can like use the little X to close something, and then the commenting is like under there. It can be a little awkward at times for sure, but if you click around, usually you can find it, or you can make it appear. But definitely the primary way that people are unable to comment is they end up not being logged in. You do have to be logged in. Okay. Let's see. I think we're ready to go in with some glitter on the flowers, and then we can get to the dragonflies. Carol, you work in a group home and everyone had it. Oh no. Thank you, Tina. Michael. Chihuahuas and corgis named Stilts. Now, Chihuahuas I can see because they often tend to have really skinny, tall legs, but a corgi named Stilts. Oh, I love that. I love that idea. You know who else would be awesome with the name Stilts? A dachshund. Dachshunds named Stilts. Absolutely. That would be epic. So funny. A little glitter does make it better, Stephanie. Good morning, Lorna. Good morning. Good morning. Go back with a little more glitter up here. Said I was going to finish this side the other night. I was having some trouble getting the glitter to come out. I think I was laying it out a little too thick, maybe. Cheryl just got a white German Shepherd and named her Popcorn. That is adorable. I tell you, I love animals with food names. So good. Aaron and I always talk about that because he used to work at a doggy daycare and there were a lot of dogs with food names. Oh, Nikki says when I signed in, I couldn't chat at first. When I went to hit the chat, it opened up another page and I had to agree to the terms of the chat. Well, that's good to know. You have a chiweenie, a Chihuahua dachshund mix, Chihuahua weenie dog with the short dachshund legs. It would be hilarious to call her Stilts. You could always give her a nickname. Okay, let's see. Getting my glitter pens. Got a couple yellows here. I think probably that one's better. Nancy says, I don't like animals with food names. I like them with people names. People names are pretty funny too, Nancy. Anna was telling us that she wanted to name her dog Kevin, I believe. She wanted to name a future dog Kevin. Pretty sure that's what she was saying. We thought that was pretty funny. I'd have to double check with Aaron to be sure, but I think, oh, this is orange. Okay, that's orangey. Let's go back to this lighter yellow. Tina wants to know if the colors are bleeding through to the other side. That's a good question, Tina. I actually haven't looked. And look at that. They are not at all. I really like this book because the paper is very thick. It's almost like, it's almost as thick as cardstock. So it's really nice. Good night, Joanna. This is still got a little bit of an orangey tint to it. Don't want that. I didn't want that. One bright yellow. It's a little better, but it's still orangey. Well, shoot. That's almost worse. I guess we're not going to get a bright yellow glitter, guys. It's not going to work. It's okay. Still looks pretty. It's definitely very glittery. Can you see that? I love it. I love the glitter edge on the flower. Very nice. Very cool. All right, let's see. We'll do some red glitter. Good night, Mary. I thought I had a glitter pen, and then I remembered it was the pens with glitter that we got way back from Brandon's glitter. Yeah, Michael. That's funny. I can see how you would make that mistake because the whole barrel of the pen is loaded with glitter. So it does look like it would be a glitter pen. But nope, just regular. I just sighed and then Jameli sighed. She's like, yeah, you're back in the office again where I can't get to you. Kim says, when my daughter was in rehab, I sent her adult coloring books and a set of colored pencils. Everyone loved it, so she made copies of the pictures to share. It's really amazing how therapeutic coloring can be. It's really amazing. It's very soothing. It kind of, you have the ability to just zone out, and you can either think or you can let your mind wander, or you can empty your mind and just focus on the coloring. So I really think it's really good for us. If you guys haven't done it in a while, I highly recommend picking up some nice markers or whatever you like and giving it a go. It's really nice. Sharon, you have the same glitter gel pens. Very cool. I like these. They're pretty good. They're probably not like, this is the brand. They're probably not the best thing out there. I bought these back when it was just Anna and me, so I didn't have a ton of extra spending money, but they're good. They look pretty. They're definitely laying down some glitter. Doing their job. Can't really complain about that. Just doing some glitter accents, and then I will move on to the dragonflies, which I think I'm going to do a lot of the centers of their wings with the glitter, because I feel like that'll be lighter, more lightweight than the felt tips. Good night, Lisa. I hope your knee feels better tomorrow. Cheryl, Aaron, he was drawing. He probably is still drawing unless he packed it in and went to sleep, but I would think he would have stopped and checked in with me, although I am live, so he might not have wanted to bother me. I bet you if I holler for him, he's still awake though. He was drawing when I came in here to go live. He's putting together some videos and content for his page. He's trying to get his his Tube of Views Sketchy Friendler page monetized. So if anyone has some extra time or the ability to just play some of his videos, that would be awesome, because he's got all those longer videos over there, and he needs so many hours. I was hoping it was something we could do like for a birthday present for him, but there's no way. He needs way too many hours, and it's so slow building those hours up. He needs like 2,000, like 2,500 hours, 2,800 hours watched. It's crazy how long it takes. So it's a shame, because he was really close earlier last year, like before summer, and then he just fell out of the habit of posting. And what happens is if you don't use it, you lose it. And so he went backwards in time with the hours, and now he's got to make all that up again. Shame. But he'll get there. It's just going to take, a lot of consistency, but he needs to be consistent with it anyway. Thank you guys. So many of you are like, I'm playing them all day. Thank you so much for that. That's really sweet. It's really sweet of you. And it's definitely helpful. It's just that he needs so many. It's very slow going. His birthday is yes, February 3rd. It's Saturday. Yeah, Sherry, that's correct. Okay, I think we're gonna move on. I don't want to keep playing with it too much, It's like one of those things where the more you touch it, the more likely you are to end up not liking where it's going. Come on. If I would have just stopped touching it 10 minutes ago, would have been great. Now I've overdone it. Yeah. So there's our flowers. You see I don't know if you guys can see the glitters. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. All right. I'm going to put these browns and oranges aside. I'm not planning on using dark very much. I'm not planning on using green. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Nikki says, how do you do a super cheap check? What does that mean? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Hey, babe. Yeah, he's still awake. I just heard him say, yeah. Okay. I was just wondering if you were still awake. People were asking about you.
I've been drawing and coloring away. I got 2 videos of me penciling and inking and telling a story, and then 2 videos of me coloring in those. So I got 4, and then I did an intro drawing that I'm going to do a time lapse. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's some good progress.
Yeah. And then I also did some layout sketches for the stuff that you needed me to work on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And don't forget about your commission work.
Yeah, that's that looks cool.
Thank you. I went kind of dark with the flowers. It feels like a fall.
Are they
arrangement?
glittery?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I added some glitter accents.
Cool.
Look at, she has glitter on her lips and her eyeshadow
Nice.
and her lily pad.
Looks like she has jewels around her neck.
Yeah.
Glitter.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I didn't want to do the flowers in like the same light colors because I felt like that would be too much, but now I'm kind of regretting the fall colors.
Well, but it stands out. It makes the frog stand out from there.
I feel like it looks better in the camera than it does in person.
Well, that's really all that matters, right? It's not like anyone's going to see the live version. It still looks good, but yeah, it does definitely look more punched up
in the camera.
Yeah.
Yep. So now I'm working on the dragonflies.
Cool. Is your face said the best for last, right?
I know, and I'm feeling a little stressed about it because I don't want to mess them up because I love them so much.
Yeah. Remember when we were staying at the place in West Palm Beach, and they had no cage around the backyard, the pool.
Yeah.
And there's all those dragonflies that would hang out, hover over the pool.
Yes.
And there was that one guy that would come down and just look at you.
And land on me.
Yeah.
I was telling them about that last time when I was doing the frog. I told them the story.
That's cool.
Some folks were like, "Yeah, I remember when you were there, and I remember that particular dragonfly."
That's cool.
Yeah,
you made a connection.
That was my buddy.
Yeah.
I loved that. I loved that dragonfly.
Very cool.
Oh.
Do you need any water or anything?
No, I'm good, thank you.
I'm gonna get back to it then.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Love you.
Love you. Okay. No, Paulette, I have a few different coloring books. Oh, the super chat. Is that you're talking about the how do you I actually don't know how that's done. But probably someone else can help you with that. There's got to be a button. I think it's very similar to Facebook stars where there's a button somewhere under the chat box, and when you click on it, it gives you the option. Thank you for asking. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, there's a super chat option over on the Tuba Views that's very similar to Facebook stars, except I think we get a little more out of a super chat. But it's cool. It's just like a way to send a tip if you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying the video, if you just feel like doing that, and it's there. Certainly not required by any means. We definitely appreciate everyone's contributions. There's also people always ask like where they can do that. Like where do we get the most bang for the buck out of it? And that would be on our merch page. If you go to our merch page, there's like a tip box right on the front page of the merch site. You can scroll down and you'll see a tip box. And I think they take the least amount of um, fees or whatever out of it that in that location that way. I think over there it's just a processing fee of like 2 point something percent, but our merch company doesn't actually take any of it because it's considered a donation. Thank you, Lori. I'm trying to keep things mellow here at night. I can definitely not have a soothing voice. There are times of stress. Trust me, when during the day when my voice is not so soothing. But this is our decompression space. This is our Zen space, and so I try to keep it pretty chill and low key. It's relaxing for me as well. It's kind of like I definitely have like a lower register than I think a lot of women. I have a lower vocal register. I always have. Um, so when I'm singing, I can't hit those really high notes. It's just not within my abilities. And it kind of reminds me in a way of the way a cat purrs. You know how cats will purr at different like frequencies? And actually, um, cats purring, like the vibration, the frequency of it can be healing. So maybe my voice could be healing. You never know. Yes, it is my Zen voice. Definitely my Zen voice. Yeah, I know, Charlene, if only I could be this soft all the time, but if you know me at all, you know that I'm very much not soft-spoken. I'm just not. It's just not who I am. I'm got some Italian in me, and I tend to be quite loud, and I can be very abrasive, but I can also be soft when I want to be, when I need to be. Definitely, typically a very dynamic personality type. And that's me. That's just who I am. Boy, how boring life would be if we were all the same. Aaron's the soft-spoken one in the family. Anna and I are very strong personalities. I was just having this conversation with Aaron yesterday, actually. We were talking about all of our family members and like who are the strong personalities and who are the more chill and laid back personalities. And it's funny because we found, and I don't, you can think about your own family members and see if this um, ends up the same for you guys. But we found that in our families, it almost always is a strong personality type meets up, like connects with a more chill personality type. So we were like going through and like, okay, well, who in this relationship, who's the strong and who's the chill? It was interesting. Your laugh is literally breathtaking. Yes. Yes, Stephanie, because I can't breathe when I love that. I am a sucker for a good pun, I tell you. I love puns. That was funny. Very, very nice. Oh my gosh. Mm. Oh, see, now I'm gonna just keep going because it makes me so happy, the puns. Oh gosh. Good stuff. Yeah, it's unfortunate that social media platforms do not like me singing because I do enjoy singing, but run into copyright issues, and I get it. Like, they need to get their payment for their work. Totally makes sense. I wouldn't want people, um, you know, taking our stuff and making money off of it either. So, Jamelli, go tell Daddy you want to go outside. Go tell Daddy. Potty, go tell Daddy. I don't know if she has to go, but she seems like she's kind of dancing around a little bit. Maybe she was just settling back in. Oh, thank you, Victoria. Thank you. Um, oh, Wendy, you're trying to help. Thank you for that. That's so kind. With the super chat thing. Sherry says, out of my sisters, I'm the quiet one. That's funny, Sherry. Out of I have 4 younger siblings, and I'm definitely the loud one of the whole bunch. But I'm very different than them. I've always been kind of the black sheep of my family, so to speak, I suppose. In many ways and for many reasons. I like this purple. It's like a pinkish purple. Thank you, Laura. You know, one thing that's made me really happy, and I'm sure I'll encounter this at some point, but so far it hasn't really happened too much. But people have been really kind when they come on, if they just happen to, find the page and stumble upon me coloring or whatever. They've been kind about it. I've only had like 2 people make rude comments about doing something better or whatever. And I've been very thankful for that, because this kind of activity, I feel like, is a little, actually, it's not just the activity, it's the length of the live streams is kind of better suited for the talk space. because that's what people do over there is they just go live and do what they're doing and people watch them and hang out. It's kind of like a hangout spot for a lot of live streams. And then people, will get involved in different conversations and send these sticker gifts and all that kind of stuff. And it's very normal. Excuse me, it's very normal over there for people to be on for hours, 3, 4 hours at a time live. Whereas in the 2 platforms that I'm on right now, I don't think it's quite as common, not from what I've seen. But the downside of doing it over there is that it's a much younger audience, and they can, with things like this, with activities like this, and someone my age, they could definitely show up and be kind of mean and make some kind of mean comments about what I'm doing and how bad it looks and stuff like that. So I didn't know if that was going to happen um, when I started doing this, but I'm very thankful that it really hasn't. Few people who have kind of just fallen onto the page have seemed to be pretty interested in what's going on and what types of things we would do here. So that's cool. There was one guy who was a little disgruntled about it, but he's a dude and an older dude at that. So he doesn't get it. Too girly for him, I guess, or something. I don't know. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of different color combinations. Let's do some yellow. Yeah, Kim, that's the one I'm talking about. That dude. Why? Are you kidding me? There's 100 people in here watching you, caller. Yeah, Tom. Do you want to pop a squat and join us, or stand at the door and yell at us? What do you want to do here? Let's make a decision and move on. I mean, you're welcome to stay. You can even make yourself a cup of coffee. Might find that you unwind and lose a little bit of that anger after a while. Never know. People are funny. That's actually one of my favorite things about social media is just all the different kinds of people. So interesting. People will watch anything, Wendy says. You know what, Wendy, you're absolutely right, because my gosh, over there are literally videos of people sleeping. Just sleeping. They're just cameras just on and they're just sleeping. And they have like 800 people sitting there watching them sleep. Now that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing I'd walk into and be like, what the heck is going on in here? 800 people watching them sleep? Wake them up. That blows me away. I'm like, what? Really? They're just sleeping. Why? So funny. And then you have your marketers, your like MLM, your like pyramid scheme marketers. You got your people who are selling, um like they'll have these big bins of sand and rocks, and among them there'll be like crystals, and they're like scooping out big scoops of crystals, and shaking out the, like they're panning for gold, and then they like throw them into a bag and they ship them to you, and you pay $30 for the bag, and um things like that. You can end up on. It's really funny over there on the tick space, talk space. Um, the algorithm is really interesting. It's kind of fascinating the way it works, because it'll grasp. It's a very smart, very good algorithm, and it will grasp on to what you're watching, what you're staying on longer, what you seem to be enjoying more, and it will feed you more of that. It's an incredibly smart algorithm. And so once in a while you'll come across something that just really kind of stops you in your tracks, and you're like, wait a minute, what the heck is this? And it's not that you like it, it's just that you're confused by it, or you've never seen it before and you're trying to figure out what the heck is happening. And but the problem is, then the algorithm was like, "Oh, you like this? I'll give you more." And then before you realize it, your feed is taken over by this weird thing, and you're like, how did I end up on the wrong side of the algorithm? Like, this is not, and it takes like another day for you to kind of work your way out of it. You have to like frantically click on anything but that. So you can like tell it, no, 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 no. I was not trying to be on Foot Talk. No, no, that's not what I was going for. Like, don't do this to me. So it's really interesting the way that that can happen. Oh gosh. Uh, but yeah, there's just about anything out there, really. If you look for it, you will find it. If you search it, it will appear. Mm. Yeah, yeah. If you happen across something and you're like, nope, you have to go past it quickly. You can't stop and rubberneck. You have to like just swipe it away quickly, um, so it doesn't become a mark. Like, uh, some things that people really like to watch that I don't like are like the pimple popping videos. I do not like that at all. That is not my thing. Mm-mm. Aaron likes to watch these videos where they clean out the hooves of like cows or horses or something, where they kind of tear down their hooves, and they shave them off and they clean them out and stuff, and it's a necessary evil. It must be done to keep the animals comfortable and take proper care of them, but I do not enjoy watching that at all. So, Yeah, there's some things out there that I will just hard pass on. Aaron also really enjoys watching ghost stories and paranormal things. And while it's funny because I do enjoy that kind of stuff. I rather enjoy reading books about it, not so keen on watching it, especially right before bed, like he likes to do, because it spooks me. Yeah, what are some of the things that you guys have come across in your social media journey that you just really don't like or that like really creeps you out? Another thing that I really don't like, and this isn't necessarily um just related to social media, but something that really gives me the heebie-jeebies. Do you guys know how have you ever been on Google Maps, just browsing and looking around? Because you can go anywhere on Google Maps. It is really quite fascinating. If you have never sat on your smartphone and opened up Google Maps and just browsed around the world, you must. You must do this. It is so fascinating. You can literally go anywhere and you can go down to street level and you can look around. It's really cool. However, there are parts of the ocean and parts of lakes and bodies of water on land. They're very dark. They're like you can't see into them. Pools of darkness. I can't. Oh, it's giving me the chills just thinking about it. I can't handle that. I can't handle that. It creeps me out so much. I can't, I can't look at it. Mm-mm. I don't like it. I don't want it. Get it away from me. It's not okay. Uh-uh. No, that's my thing. It's my weird thing. What do I want to do? Maybe I should go in with the glitters now. I think I want to color this body in though. Right one. At least outline it, maybe. Yeah, Google Maps is really fun to play with if you get some time and you just go browse around. It's really, really quite cool. You can just it's easy. You just open it up and then you drag yourself around the globe. And you can go so many places. Yes, carry water. I can't say, and I won't swim in water that I can't see the bottom of either. I won't. I used to when I was younger, and then one time when I was like, I think 11 or 12, my dad took us to the lake, and when I jumped out of the boat, I got caught up in a bunch of seaweed, and I've had like PTSD about water that I can't see the bottom of ever since. Um, so yeah, that was not my thing. I will stick to pools, and pretty much the only lake that I'll go in anymore is Crystal Lake up north in Michigan because it really is crystal clear. And I'm not keen on on going in the ocean, even though there are, parts in places where you can see. It's more of like I don't want to encounter things like jellyfish and other creatures that tend to sting and bite because I am a wuss. And yeah, that's that. I'm okay with that. I am very okay with that title in that regard. I don't think like snorkeling is like something that I've kind of wanted to do, but I just don't think I could actually do it. Like it's nice to think about, but I don't think I could actually go out and do it. I think I'd be too nervous. Excuse me for one moment. I have to take my medicine that I almost just dropped on the floor. Oh, Stephanie, you find surgeries interesting to watch? That's cool. So, about surgeries, I can't watch actual surgeries because I don't enjoy the gory part of it. But I do like to watch. Have you ever seen, Stephanie? There's a Tube of Views channel called oh crap. Now I'm gonna blank on the name of it. The human body something. It's a channel where the guy um shows you cadavers and talks about the different parts of the inside of the body and how they function and stuff. I want to say it's like human body. It's human body something. But if you've never seen it, definitely search for it. You might dig it, or you might not find it as interesting if you really like the surgery aspect. But this is like without the gory part. Like it's all the inside of the parts and how they function and what they look like, minus the fluids. So I find it really interesting. But like the actual like cutting into things while there's still fluids moving around, I don't like that so much personally, but it's cool that you like watching that sort of thing. Anna loves human anatomy stuff. She always has ever since she was little. Oh, Victoria, you get freaked out by birthing videos. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually, about that, um, oh, you think it stems from when you were in the birthing room at 7? See, I had the opposite experience. I was in the birthing room when my mom had 3 of my siblings, pretty much at the same. I think maybe I was like 8 to 12, and I love watching births. I get choked up and teary every time, but I can see how that would be dramatic or bothersome to people because that's quite an intense experience one way or the other for sure. Mhm. Yes, Emily, we have been to the bodies exhibit. It was awesome. Anna and I both loved it. I have some pictures of it because they have the fetuses in the kind of like the growth stages, and I got a picture of what a fetus looks like at the 8 to 11 weeks gestation mark when Anna's arthrogryposis would have happened, and that's always been really interesting for us to look at. sorry. I had to take my blood pressure and my 2 omega-3s, which they're quite large. So I have to take them one at a time. They slide down easy because they're gel caps, but they're just big. Yeah, it's pretty crazy what the human body can do as far as childbirth. It runs in my family because my mom had the same experience to have really super easy labor and deliveries. So my mom and I both gave birth without any medication, not even an aspirin, just kind of like go out back and squat, and there you go. There's a baby. Um, my first daughter was about 6 hours from the time my contractions began until she was born. And then my son actually was born very fast. He was born within an hour of me waking up. So I kind of slept through pretty much all of my labor, and I woke up in like a later phase of labor and went in, and I was 8 centimeters when I got to the hospital. My mom, she almost didn't make it to the hospital for my youngest siblings. But then there's people, there's women that I really feel for who are in labor for just like an agonizing amount of time. It's horrible. Ends up not being such a lovely experience, and that's unfortunate. Carrie says, "What are the omega-3s for? Do they help blood pressure?" No, omega-3 is something that we should have in our body. It's something that we get from fish, but then a lot of us don't eat enough fish to get adequate amounts of it. It's really good for your brain. It's good for like I think it is good for heart health, but not necessarily blood pressure. But yeah, look up omega-3s. Do some reading about it. You can find out all about it. It's good stuff. It's really good for you. And if you eat fish like 2 or 3 times a week, then you probably don't need to take an omega-3 supplement. But if you're like me and you only get to have it once in a while, then it's not a bad idea to add it in. I'd like to have fish more often, but we're not very, I don't know. I've never felt like I was very good at cooking it, and we have some in the freezer, and then for whatever reason, we never pull it out. We don't pull it out and make it very often. We'll do like tuna fish and like tinned canned fishes, but those tend to be higher in sodium. The cured meats, the smoked fishes are higher in sodium, and tuna can be, if you eat too much of it, you get too much mercury. So really you want to eat things like cod and whitefish and halibut. And this is not working anymore. Don't know why. I don't know what to do. Look at it. That's why. Look at that. There's a little gap at the bottom. You see that? I wonder if I blow on it, if it'll spray everywhere or if it'll move down. Should I try it? Mm. Oh, it moved. Did you see that? I did it. Oh, I figured out how to fix it. I had another one that was doing that. I didn't know if that would actually work, but it did. Oh, that was exciting. Now will it come out, or do I need to blow on it some more? It's not quite there yet. I wonder if the ink is thick in it. It just doesn't want to move through the tube, or what? I'm afraid I'm going to blow it too hard and it's going to spray everywhere. So I'm like afraid to really try to shake it like a thermometer. Yeah, I tried that. Oh, there we go. There it goes again. Okay. I guess I just had to be more patient about it. There we go. Back in business. Ta-da! Very nice. Now I know. Now I know how to make that repair. All right. I like that one. She's pretty. She's a very unrealistic color for a dragonfly, but that's okay. Are the pens expensive? Amy, I don't think the glitter pens are very expensive. If you go to my Amazon affiliate page, I have them in there, and you can see how much they are, but I don't think they were very expensive at all. Maybe like $20 or something tops, maybe even less than that. I really don't remember. I bought them quite some time ago. Like before Aaron and I were together quite some time ago. So it's been years, which I wonder if that's contributing to the fact that they're not flowing as freely as they maybe once did. Hmm. Trying to figure out what. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Let's try to figure out what color to put in here. I'm going to go with the silver. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay. Some silver dragonfly. I don't know why I love dragonflies so much. I really can't pinpoint exactly why it is. I just always have. And I did study them in field ecology in school because I love them so much. Hi, Darcy. Let's see. I don't want to. We'll do this. My tummy is feeling a little bit grumbly. It's not good. I don't want to eat anything. It's way too late. It's definitely a downside of staying up late. You tend to start getting hungry again, and you have to employ a lot of willpower not to snack. Kim, your husband also likes dragonflies? Christine says, hey, Nana, whatever happened with the fraud on your credit card? I most likely missed the outcome. Oh, yeah, that was quite some time ago. So I ended up having to email them all of the proofs that I found because they didn't do their job as the detectives on the case. So I had to do the detective work, and I had to email all of that to them. And then once I did that, after like 3 phone calls and many hours of work, they finally relented and absolved the charge, took it off of our card, but really took way too much effort on my part. It should have never come to that. So, not super thrilled about that. But at least I no longer have to pay for someone else's charge. That's the only time I ever have had that happen to me. I really have been very diligent about card security and things like that, and I haven't had a lot of those types of issues. So, and actually, technically, it didn't happen to me, did it? It happened to Aaron, but our account, of course, is attached. So, Emily says, "Do you drink flavored teas? They help me not snack." I I don't as much. I actually tend to not be drawn much towards like the fruity teas and stuff like that. Although I do like peach tea, but I like it more as iced tea. My hot teas that I tend to drink are usually like ginger turmeric, peppermint, oolong. They're more like herbal teas, I guess. I prefer more herbally flavor in my hot tea rather than like a fruity tea or a flavored tea. I think I might be done, you guys. I don't really want to. I don't know. I feel like I don't have another color light enough to add in here into these two, and I don't want to do the silver. So I think I'm going to just leave it white. I do wish I had a lighter glitter, but I don't. So yeah, no, I don't. So I think my dragonflies are done. I'm liking these two with the silver accents and the white wings. There's another one over here. I'm really liking those two. And I love this one. They match. She's like the frog's dragonfly. Look at, they match. Isn't that sweet? Yeah. Try to bring it up closer to you guys. It's awkward because I don't know which direction to move the book. I end up going the wrong way. But there. Get some of that light on there. You can see the the glitter, the sparkles, flowers. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Oh, that's color change. Ooh, got some different color lights here. Whoa. Yeah. Well, my goodness. It's only been 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's a very short project tonight. I guess because we already had it half done. I like this one too. Let me see this one up close. Nope, 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 nope. This one. I can't do it. With this one with the blue, and see that blue sparkle in the wings, blue and yellow. This picture is nice too on the other page. Look at that one. Maybe I'll do that one next. I like that. It looks really fun. I like the ducks and the fish and the vines, the treasure chest. Definitely have to glitter up the treasure chest. I really like this coloring book. I should look and see if I can find more similar to it, or if there's other ones from this artist or in this series, because I really like the thickness of the paper, and I like the designs. Just fun. This one, look at that. Look at that dragonfly. I'm one day. I feel this is very intimidating. Look at all that detail work. Like I wanna do a really nice job on this one. This one I have to plan for. And if you guys missed it, this is the one that I did a few weeks back with the colored pencils. The tree stump house. It was fun. So yeah, it's a nice book. There's some animals. Pretty. Lots of leaves. Plants. I like plants and animals. I dig it. All right. I need to date my picture. I've never done that before. Aaron does that with his work, but I haven't done that with mine. I guess I could. Oh, I did. I did it on this one. I lied. Look at that. I did do it before. I bet you somebody told me to. That's why I don't remember doing it. Somebody was like, put a date on it. And I was like, oh, okay. Because it's not something that I really think of. All right. So yeah, that you know what? It was a very good idea, because without that, I would have had no idea that I did that on the 15th. Look at that. Not as long ago as I thought it was. All right. I'll do down here so what date do I put on? Because for me, it's still the 31st of January, but technically it's now February 1st. So I guess I'll put February 1st. Okay. There we go. Date is on it. Thank you. I did, since it's the end of the video, I can share with you guys some secret stuff. Hold on. I'll show you a couple things before we say goodnight. Some birthday surprises. I need to work on some more because I still have a lot of work to do on them. Oh. So, oh, I have to work on this too. That's his card. So, yeah, so this is his card, his birthday card. And it's pretty cool. It's got all of this stuff from his birthday year, his birth year. Is that backwards for you guys, or can you read it the right way? Is it backwards for me because it's the right way for you guys? How is that coming through? Let me know if you can read it or if it's backwards, because on my screen it's reversed. Oh, it's the right way. Okay, good. It's like the just the weird way that cameras work. Okay, so look at this giant envelope. Here, I'm going to pull you guys up a little bit so you're not so far over there. And zoom you out. That might help too. Okay, there we go. All right. So yeah, giant envelope. Pretty cool. Happy birthday. The whole theme is black and gold. And then yeah, it's got things in 1974. A new house was $34,900. The monthly rent was $185. Can you believe that? $185 a month for rent. We're paying $4,000. Like, that's insanity. A pound of tomatoes was 19 cents. It says Richard Nixon becomes the first U.S. president forced to resign after the Watergate scandal. Celebrity births. Leonardo DiCaprio was born. Look, there's more on the back, which I know he's going to like movies and kids' TV shows and stuff, toys. Teddy Ruxpin. I think he'll really like this card. He digs this kind of stuff. But check this out. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So I have to write him. Anna and I will have to get in there and write our love on there. And then I have been working on, let me show you this. This is one of my gifts for him. So I have this whole little kit here. have all these little black slips of paper. And this is a little white pen. And you go on here and you write some kind of little love note, like just write, you are super special. And then I'll put some little hearts on it. Okay, and then we let it dry, right? We'll do a couple of them. All right, what else should I write? What else should I write on here? I love your hugs. I'll do one here. It just says kisses. Okay, so then once you have your little note written, oh, that's a good one, Victoria. Yeah. You take your little popsicle stick thing and you roll note onto it like this. See? It's all wound up on there. And then you take one of these little gold rings and you put it over the top of your roll like that. And then you pull it off and you have this little note, right? Then, wait, we're not done. We're not done yet. Then you take one of these little capsules and you put the note inside of it. See, it's got a little heart on it. And then you put it in a jar and you fill it up with love capsules with little love notes. And if he ever needs a little pick-me-up, he can pull one out and open it up and read it. It can sit on his desk or whatever. So that's one of my gifts for him. And Anna has one as well. Hers is a little different. Hold on, I'll show you. We haven't even started on Anna's, but thankfully hers only has 25. Mine has 50, I think. But her capsules, are a little blue and white smiley. Isn't that adorable? So he's gonna have a little jar full of these little blue and white smileys. And they have, her stuff is already inside. Like we have to open them up and write on them and put them back together. But yeah, so I have to do quite a few more of these. I'm trying to think of, I don't want to repeat myself too many times. So I'm trying to think of a lot of unique messages so that he gets a good variety. Oh, Michael, you just gave me a great idea for getting more variety into these papers. I can do some song lyrics. That's great. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that actually. I'm gonna do some with our song, Sailing. Yeah, the hardest part is coming up with the messages. Putting the capsules together is pretty easy. At least mine that came not done. Hers is going to require a little more effort to pull them all apart first, but it's okay. Like I said, there's only 25 of them. It'll go fast. Kim, we still have to work on that too. We only got a couple pages done, so we're going to work on that tomorrow. But movie lines. That's a good idea too. Thank you guys. Oh yeah, Anna's quotes. That's a great idea too, Wendy. Okay, hold on. Now I have to write this stuff down. I don't forget. Okay, so we said movie lines. Anna's quotes. Definitely do save those for her. Song lyrics. Yes. That's a great idea. Yeah. All right. Cool. You guys, I will put all of this stuff onto Amazon for you guys. I'll make a list called Aaron's birthday, and I will add all of these goodies on there after his birthday. Okay, let's let him open his presents on Saturday first, and then I'll put it all on the Amazon list for you guys so you can access it if you would like to. So, all right, folks, I'm gonna say goodnight. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. Man, I missed you. I really did. It was hard being away for 2 days. It's good to be back. So thank you guys for hanging with me into the wee hours of the morning. And we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.